Do you struggle to get back into your writing after you've taken a break, or feel that dread of being interrupted? So I'm going to share with you a really simple technique that is going to help get you back into the flow when you feel like you've lost it. So it might be a small interruption like the phone rings, or something larger, for example, work becomes really overwhelming, or there's a family crisis. What we want to do is find a way that's going to enable us to get back on track with our writing and really back into that flow. So I'm going to share with you a tip, and there's also going to be a little bit of a bonus tip at the end, so watch out for that one. So here we go, we're in the flow of our writing and something happens to take us out of it. So the key is what you do next. It's to accept that there is going to be an interruption. So the key to what you do next is the difference between saying, oh my God, bloody hell, this always happens, to the simple, now where was I? And so we've all probably used that in conversation with somebody. We've been telling a story and then suddenly our attention is called elsewhere, but we want to come back to it. We want to come back and finish that story. So we look at the person who we're speaking to and we say, now where was I? Now, it might be that that person then gives us a prompt and then we're like, oh yeah, of course. So what we want to do is we want to develop the ability to give ourselves that prompt. And so here are the prompts that are going to get you back into that creative flow, really help you find that focus again. So what you want to do is come back to your work in progress, whatever it is, after the interruption, and you say, now, where was I? And to really hold the note of that question rather than, oh God, life's so distracting. Oh, my head, it's so full of things. It's to just come with that simple phrase. And then you start to picture what it looked like. So you might picture what the words look like on the page. You might start to picture the scene as it was. Then you start to imagine, what did it feel like when you were writing last? And also, what were you hearing in your mind, the kind of words that you were hearing? The brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So if you start to really lay those indicators of where you were, you will then start to believe that you were right back where you were before the interruption took place. And here's that bonus tip. So when you are writing, when you are in that flow, when you are at work with your project, just take a moment. You can take a minute or 2 minutes to basically write the instruction for how to come back into it. And it's great to write the instruction when you're in the flow. So it's almost like you just imagine leaving a little memo for your future you who's coming back to the project to find their way in. Sometimes a writer that I've worked with will say that they need to go back and start reading what they've written in order to get back in, but that can be distracting because it sometimes means that you start editing rather than getting on with the writing. So this little instruction is such a clever way to do it. So you can write it to yourself, dear Gabriella, I know that you just got distracted there, but what I want to do is tell you how to get back into this project. Remember how much you love it. Remember this is the theme that you're trying to put across to your reader. Or remember that the really most important thing about this project is A, B, and C. So you write that little memo, and so every time you find that you're taken away from your work in progress, you've got that lovely, sweet little memo to come back to. And it feels really nice and it feels really encouraging. So just a really simple practice to help get you back into that creative flow when the phone's taken you away, or work has taken you away, or something's going on at home and it's meant that you have to leave your work in progress. And I also want to say that this idea of staying on track with that writing project is something that you want to build and build and build over time. So don't give yourself a rough time if you have lost your focus or you've basically strayed from the path. I know that this can be an area that challenges so many writers. And actually, if you hop over to my website, I'll pop a link below, you'll find a free download. It's about half an hour and some really nice areas that you can start to build up some really useful techniques that are going to help you stay on track. Because when we stay on track, that's when we finish, and that's when we can start to become the writers that we know that we can be. So lovely to spend 5 minutes together giving you my tips for the week, wishing you all the best for your writing projects, and looking forward to hanging out on my sofa next week. I'll see you then. It's 2019 and you still haven't written your novel. You dread the question, how's the writing? And time is running out. But let me tell you something. You don't have to do it alone. It's that simple. This could be the year you finally write just the way you want. Imagine that